Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. नमस्कार भाइ बहिनीहरू सबैलाई श्री पोखरिया माध्यमिक विद्यालयको युट्युब च्यानलमा हामी स्वागत गर्दछौँ। म उत्तम कुमार श्रेष्ठ पोखरिया माध्यमिक विद्यालयबाट। So students, I would like to welcome you in our school's YouTube channel. I'm going to start with introduction to social studies. As we know, social studies, the subject itself is interdisciplinary. As you can say, it is a subject within subjects. That means it includes many prominent subjects. For example, anthropology, moral science, economics, history, geography, general knowledge, mathematics, sociology, political science, culture, and so on. In the same way, it is a subject which is fully concerned with the study of human beings with reference to the socio-economic and politics and environment. So, dear students, this subject itself is very vast. So, you need to study your society, you need to study your community, and at the same time, and students, you need to be going to talk about the types of questions which you will have to face in the examinations. As you can see here, you will have to face questions from 3 groups. Group A, very short answer questions, and from this group you will have to face 7 questions. Each question will reward you 1 mark. That means 7 is equal to 7 means 7 marks. In the same way, from group B, you have to face short questions. There will be 10 questions from this group, each rewarding you 4 marks, means 10 4s are 40. And from group C, you will have to face 4 questions, and they are the long questions, and each question bears 7 marks, means 28 marks. Next, when we talk about these questions, you will have to face these questions from many domains. We also call them scope or areas. As you can see here, the first domain is knowledge and understanding. From knowledge, so far as knowledge and understanding is concerned, as you can see, this type of question is being asked and expecting the current content of the book that you have studied. Thus, you must have depth knowledge of what your books contain. So, for this domain, you have to go through the content of your, let's say, lessons of your subject. Even in your classroom, you have to listen to the teachers keenly, very seriously, and even at your home, you have to go through the lines of the book to gain deep knowledge. And the next domain is practical and research application. And this type of question is being asked expecting to apply the knowledge and life skills in real life situation learned from the social studies syllabus. Writing news model, news articles, editorial, pie chart, bar graph, research, report writing, letter writing, writing notice, placards, presenting data in tables or figures, etc. So, this domain demand skills from your sides. You will have to perform, you will have to show some skills for this domain. And the next domain is creative and critical thinking or analysis. This type of question is being asked expecting students' ability to argue and present logic and develop the area of reasoning negatively or positively. So, this domain, for this domain, students, you will have to develop your creative and critical thinking and analysis. Next domain is value and attitude. This type of question is being asked expecting the students' value of their understanding towards the different situations and issues relevant to their contemporary society, community and the global issues. Okay. And now next I am going to talk about the model of questions from different domains. As you can see here, the first group of questions, the first 4 questions, they belong to very short type questions. Here I have tried to include 4 questions, very short questions from each domain. The first question, as you can say, define human resource development in one sentence. So, this question belongs to knowledge and understanding domain. And when we go to question number 2, you can see here, prepare a model of placard against girl trafficking. So, this question belongs to practical and research application. Students, you will have to show skills to answer this question. Now, question number 3 is mention your own logic on the royal coup by King Mahendra in 2017. This question belongs to creative and thinking analysis domain. Question number 4, present world seems like a small village. Justify in one sentence. This question belongs to value and attitude. In the same way, you can see the list of 4 questions. They are the short answer type questions and they also belong to 4 domains. The first question is, write any 2 pros and cons of globalization. Here you will have to present, you will have to write your knowledge, your understanding of globalization. Pros and cons here refer to advantages or disadvantages, merits or demerits. See question number 2, present a model of speech about the scope of tourism industry in Nepal. So, this question belongs to practical and research domain. Question number 3, evaluate the political events developed after 2063 BS in 4 points. So, this question belongs to again creative and thinking analysis domain. Question number 4, what roles you and your community can play to preserve cultural heritages? Write in 4 points. So, this question belongs to value and attitude. And next you can see here the list of 3 questions. They are long questions and they also belong to different domain, knowledge and understanding, practical and research, creative thinking, etc. Now, I would like to go to another slide. Here students, I would like to request you to enjoy the short video. So, students, you might have enjoyed this short video and I have included this video to make my subject matters vivid and clear. As you saw the video, and this is the Burj Khalifa, one of the marvelous, very excellent human creativity. As you know, this building, Burj Khalifa, it is in Dubai And I have presented this video, and now I have few questions for students. As you saw the video, and you might have guessed, the manpower, the workforce, the human resource required to develop, to build this tower, this building. My question for you is, what different types of human resources are required to develop, to build such building, such tower? So, surely and certainly, we require the manpower, the workforce, which belong to different types. As here you can see, to create, to build such buildings, we require architect engineers, interior and exterior designers, electric engineers, in the same way masons, painters, laborers, and so on. And dear students, these manpower, these human resource, they belong to different categories. You can also categorize them as architect engineers, interior and exterior designers, electric engineers. So obviously they belong to skilled human resource. In the same way laborers, so they belong to unskilled human resource. In the same way painters and masons, they belong to semi-skilled manpower. So I would like to connect, yes dear students, we are talking about human resource development and human resource management. So I am going to deal with the second point about human resource development. As we know, it deals with the development of the employees. Here employees means human resource involved or working in any organization. Number 3, it builds up confidence, sharpens skills, and boosts up the morale of the employees. So the human resource working in any organization or institutions, they need to have very good level of confidence, and they also need to be accountable and sincere towards their duties and tasks. For this purpose, we need to involve them in human resource development program or plans. The fourth one is, it is most suitable for large and profit oriented organization. And as you know, the second topic is human resource management. So development itself is not sufficient until and unless these human resource, they are managed in a proper way, in a scientific and in a planned way. So when we talk about human resource management, as you can see, it is the process of making efficient use of the employees of an organization. In the same way, it deals with the recruitment, selection, placement, compensation, conflict management of the human resource involved in any organization. So until and unless skilled and efficient, qualified human resource, they are not recruited in any organization, we can't expect better output. So better output, for quality output, we need to be serious about the recruitment of such human resource. At the same time, we also have to be very serious while making selection. And as you know, there are so many institutes, they provide trainings, they provide skills and knowledge to the human resource. But if they are not provided with job opportunities, if these organizations and many other concerned organizations, if they don't think about their placement, so these human resource, they don't become fruitful. In the same way, as you can see here, compensation, it means human resource working in any organizations, sometimes they have to face some dangers, they have to face some difficult situations. Sometimes they come to lose different organs of their body. Currently, as you can see, COVID-19 has created a kind of havoc throughout the world, panic throughout the world. And because of this COVID-19, the whole world is going through lockdown. Even our nation has been, frequently, let's say our nation is also going through lockdown, and because of this lockdown, so many employees, so they are facing quite difficult time. So we need to provide them with the compensation with the help of the organizations or the government. So in the same way, sometimes among the human resource working in any organization, some conflicts may take place, conflicts of ideas, in the same way conflicts of opinions. So even human resource management deals with the management of conflicts among the employees. The third one, it involves the management of the wages, salaries, incentives, and at the same time evaluating performance of the employees. So employees of any organization, we need to promote them, we need to encourage them, and we also need to we need to provide them incentives based on their performance. That's why the performance of the employees or the human resource must be evaluated. And when we talk about human resource management, it is very much suitable for a small profit and non-profit organization. Next, our next topic is need of human resource development. Why do we need to develop human resource? As you can see here, the first one is to demand or recruit the manpower on the basis of human resource planning, to supply the manpower at the time of need, and to manage the additional manpower, to increase or decrease the number of workers by analyzing the cost of labor, to identify the availability of the expert and skilled manpower in the country, to enable the productivity of the organizations by the proper management of available manpower, to study and estimate the market of human resource for various sectors of the country. For these and there are so many other needs for which we need to develop human resource. In the same way, what is the importance of human resource development? Dear students, even in the examination, you can be asked a question of 4 marks, that means short question, and you will have to make a list of any 4 importance of human resource development. Here you can see a list of the importance of human resource development. The first one you can see, it helps in the effective use of manpower, it improves the work efficiency of the employees and promotes the performance of organization, it motivates and encourages the employees, it helps to expand the relationship between the employees and the stakeholders, it brings higher productivity, cost effectiveness, diversification in product and increased profits. In the same way, human resource development, it has also another importance. Employees become more committed to the jobs because the rewards are given through the human resource development process. Another, here you can see the challenges of human resource development in Nepal. So there are a series of challenges in the process of human resource development, but we can solve these challenges when we unite our force together, when we unite our resources together. The first challenge given here is lack of proper human resource policy. Another one, there is no trend to evaluate the efficiency of the existing manpower. So dear students, as you know, there are so many organizations and sometimes they fail to evaluate qualified and highly efficient manpower. And as you know, there is also the political influence, and because of this political influence, sometimes highly qualified, highly efficient and highly eligible human resource, they are not evaluated as they should be. Next challenge you can see, people take the job as training rather than responsibility. So, time and again we have talked, human resource in so many organizations, sometimes they lack accountability, they lack responsibility, they are not sincere, they are not punctual in their duties and in their job. This is also one of the challenges. The next one is there is no projection on the demand and supply of manpower, and this is one of the challenges which is very common at the policy making level. Dear students, as you know, there are some countries in the world, even if we talk about Singapore, if we talk about South Korea, Japan and so many countries, the governments, the planners of these nations, so they have the projection of the manpower, the human resource, which they will require after 50 years. So, they manage, they start, or that means they take initiation, they start the activities to produce the manpower which the nation will require after 50 years. That means the government in those countries, the planners in those countries, they have very good vision, they are highly visionary, but it is lacking in the context of our nation, the planners in our nation, the government in our nation. So, they lack this projection of the human resource. The third one is the majority of the people, including women, Dalit, disabled, marginalized, etc., they have been deprived of employment opportunities. And here you can see stepwise procedures for human resource development. So, human resource development, as we have studied, itself is a challenging task, but we can overcome the challenge when we follow certain procedures. So, here I have tried my best to highlight some stepwise procedures for human resource development. The first one, objective or objectives must be determined. Why produce a certain type of human resource should be predefined. So, pre-planning, pre-defining of required human resource is very, very important. Our objectives must be clear enough. In the same way, process of preparing human resource has to be pre-planned. So, pre-planning is very important so far as human resource development is concerned. Next one, human resource should be analyzed and evaluated so that their strength and weakness can be identified. They can be developed on the basis of such analysis and evaluation. So, the activity of evaluating the strength and the weakness which the human resource possesses, it must be a continuous process, and the involved human resource, they should be rewarded on the basis of their merits. As in the context of Nepal, we know there is the problem of overstaffing as well as understaffing. In some of organizations and the government mechanisms or the departments, we find there is the problem of overstaffing. Overstaffing refers to the recruitment of a large number of manpower. They are unnecessary, right? Human resource employed or recruited, right, more than needed is known as overstaffing. So, overstaffing is financially is also burden for the government, for the nation. So, we need to be very analytical, we need to be very serious regarding overstaffing and understaffing. Another one, plans should be formed, and only formation of plan is not sufficient. We need to implement them, we need to execute them, we need to put them in practice. And dear students, now I would like to request you to see the images of some of very prominent, notable, skilled manpower of our nation. So, I am hopeful students you can recognize the person in the image. So, I am hopeful you have already recognized the person in the image. He is Sanduk Rohit, one of the stalwarts of the field of health in our nation. Next one. Can you recognize the person in the image? I am hopeful you can recognize the person. She is Dr. Runa Jha. She has been leading the program of COVID-19 in the context of Nepal. She has been managing COVID-19 in Nepal in Teku Hospital of Kathmandu. She has been working very hard, more than 18 and 20 hours, to help the nation to overcome the problem of COVID-19. In the same way, can you recognize the person in the image? Yes, I am hopeful you might have recognized. He is none other than Kulman Gising. So he is also, of course, one of the notable manpower or the human resource of our nation. So he has already worked very hard to get the nation rid of load shedding. And of course, in our everyday life, we have not been facing the scarcity of electricity. It's because of his hard work. Next, students, can you recognize the person in the image? Of course, he is none other than Mahavir Pun. You can see the drone he has recently introduced. With the help of this drone, he has been managing to provide health service to the distant places of Nepal. So, dear students, the persons in these images, I think, are very inspirational, right? And as well as they are the leading figures. They can be your mentors. They can be your role models. And of course, in the days to come, students, you also have to prepare yourself like this manpower. Next, you might have already recognized the person in the figure. He is none other than Dr. Govind Keshi. Even after retirement, he has been providing health service. He has been contributing to provide health service in distant parts of, let's say, province number 7 or far western development region. And dear students, I have come to the end of my presentation. So, to the end of my presentation, I have here provided you some exercises or the activities. The first questions, they are very short answer type questions. You can see 3 questions, and I am hopeful you will mark these questions. You will try your best to find out solutions of these questions. The first question is, write the full form of human HRD, HRM and HRP. The second question, define human resource in your own words. Third question, what is overstaffing? Write in 1 sentence. Thank you very much. For more information, for more knowledge and ideas, you can contact me with the help of my cell phone, mobile number 98520-32952, 980-70-52952. And in the same way, you can also make regular contact in our school page, school channel. Thank you very much.